So yeah, moving on. D23, Avengers: Infinity War. Whole recap here. A lot of stuff to talk about. Yeah, we'll just jump right in to the trailer that was shown because they did show a trailer. So now we're gonna discuss a full breakdown of the trailer. So if you don't want any of the footage spoiled for you, skip ahead a few minutes of the video.
You can't do that.
What's that?
Just skip ahead a few minutes in the video. I'm right here, right now.
Well, yeah, it just sucks for you. But yeah, so I'm not even sure if this is the actual trailer they're gonna release like at Comic-Con or whatever. But we'll give a full description of it.
I'm sure they will.
They'll probably change it a little bit because they do show some really cool shit in here, and they don't want to like reveal it that early.
Yeah.
So basically, the trailer opens with the Guardians of the Galaxy flying through space, and they hit into Thor, who is severely wounded and floating around in space. It doesn't like you don't know if it's because of Ragnarok, if he like gets the shit kicked out of him at the end of Ragnarok, or if maybe earlier in the movie during a battle Thor gets hurt and then he bumps in. Like we don't know if this is the beginning of the movie. We don't know where it is.
Right.
So the Guardians then bring Thor into the Milano, which is their ship. Then there are a lot of quick cuts, including Loki presenting the Tesseract to presumably Thanos. You see Spider-Man using his spider sense, which is really cool because he's on a bus and like the hair starts to stand up and he like looks, so like he uses the spider sense. Iron Man meets the Guardians of the Galaxy and Thanos arriving to the battle. So we also see Spider-Man donning the Iron Spider armor from the end of Homecoming. We then see Spider-Man with his mask off and he's nearly in tears saying, "I'm sorry, Tony." We then see Doctor Strange in the midst of a battle and a blonde Black Widow and Captain America with a beard.
How amazing is that?
It's getting very interesting here. And then, almost as interesting as Captain America with the beard, is Thanos then literally throws a moon at the Avengers.
What the fuck?
We're not sure at this time if it's our moon or another moon. Who knows? But yeah, then the logo popped up and that was the end of the trailer. So thoughts on like the description of this trailer?
My favorite part of this description was Thanos literally throws a moon.
He literally throws a moon.
At the Avengers.
That is what he does.
I told you I would give you the moon.
Yeah. And I know just from other descriptions, I know he has the Infinity Gauntlet, and there are 2 stones in the gauntlet at the time of that. It is the Power Stone, which is at Nova Corps at the end of the Guardians of the Galaxy, and the Space Stone, which is the Tesseract.
So you know they're just gonna go all out with this movie. Like this is the culmination of the universe.
Yeah, this is like Thanos will be on top at the end of this movie. We know that because Part 4 comes out the next year. It's still untitled.
Right.
Thanos will be on top. It'll probably end with him getting the rest of the Infinity Stones.
Mm-hmm.
Matt, what are your thoughts on this description?
I just want to know which 80s film they're going to put on this trailer. Or 80s song, I mean.
Yeah.
That's what I want to know.
That's a really good question.
Yeah, it's a really good question.
I think it's going to be Take On Me. That's all I'm saying.
That would be amazing.
That would be the best trailer ever to exist.
Right.
Can you imagine right at the high note he throws the moon? Like, that would be amazing. Pedro,
oh my god.
What are your thoughts?
I'm thinking in my head because like with Captain America with a beard, because
Why is that everybody such big like revelation?
Listen,
Oh my
like we respect the fact that Thanos threw the moon, but Captain America's a fucking beard, all right?
no, but this is the thing in my head that's making me laugh. It's like Chris Evans, he usually on his day-to-day life he has a beard. So when it came to shooting Infinity War,
he looks very good with a beard.
So he's probably like for Infinity was like, guys, do I really have to shave my beard?
I mean, like, you know what, Chris Evans, you're good.
Yeah, for real.
Tom Holland with a beard.
Everyone's gonna have a beard. Even Black Widow, she's blonde with a beard.
Well, Thor has short hair and a beard now, so well, he always had a beard.
She's coming off Atomic
short
Blonde.
hair
She
now.
has to come into this movie with blonde hair.
So the one other thing I do want to talk about here, it just sort of goes into the battle, is that Anthony Mackie, who plays Falcon, and Sebastian Stan, who plays the Winter Soldier, they told GMA that the battle in Infinity War is about 25 times the scale of the airport battle from Civil War. So, what?
What the fuck?
I mean, he did throw a moon.
He did throw a moon. I respect that, and Captain America has a beard. But at the same time, what?
Alright, it's just because Ant-Man's going to be 25 times bigger than he was in Civil War. He's going to catch the moon.
He's catching
There's my theory.
Giant Man is catching the moon.
And that's how he
Could
dies.
you imagine?
Yeah, that's how Ant-Man dies. He catches the moon and he dies.
And then Ant-Man and Wasp
So,
is just
the real
and Wasp.
The real question is, who is going to die in part 1?
Iron Man.
Vision.
Iron Man's definitely gonna die in part 1.
Vision. I think Vision is gonna.
Vision has to die in part 1 because if he's gonna get the Infinity Stone.
We're gonna get to Vision a little bit here. We have an interesting story with Vision.
Okay.
Oh, great, great.
But
anyway, who's gonna die?
Iron Man's not gonna die.
Iron Man's gonna die. Iron Man dies in the original, in the actual comic.
No, he'll probably die in the first one, then come back to life.
Well, everyone's gonna come back to life in the second one.
Actually, in the original Civil War, Cap dies.
Is it Cap?
No, in Civil War, Cap.
In Civil War, Cap dies.
In the Infinity Gauntlet storyline, everyone dies except for Cap.
Yeah, except for Cap, and then
he brings everyone back.
And Nebula tricks Thanos into giving her the gauntlet, and she brings everybody back, and then they defeat Thanos.
And now, what I really want to say, like, I feel like in this movie, Captain America has a better chance of dying than Iron Man, just because I feel like Chris Evans. I feel like Chris Evans is a lot less committed to Marvel than Robert Downey Jr. is at this point.
Yeah, well,
because Robert Downey Jr. is literally
he's like all in
Marvel.
Yeah, he's all in right now.
And I know. Recently he was talking. He's like, I'll retire like from Marvel before it gets like sad. And he's like, but like I'm gonna make sure I leave it in good shape.
Right.
So I feel like if he's talking long term like that, he's probably not gonna die in these movies. I feel like Captain America might.
I think he's gonna die and come back.
Yeah, that's possible. Pedro, what are your thoughts on who might die besides Vision?
Yeah, because Vision's the obvious choice, but see, I just don't see like how Travis said, and me too earlier. It's just like I could see, if anybody's gonna die, I can see Hawkeye dying before Iron Man.
Well, we're talking about real characters here, all right?
we're not talking.
Hawkeye spent 90% of the first Avengers movie brainwashed.
Hawkeye had a redeeming moment with Age of Ultron.
Well, yeah, he was like the best part of Age of Ultron.
He was slated to die.
He was slated to
die in Age of Ultron.
That just shows how good Age of Ultron was. When Hawkeye was the star of the show.
Wow.
So what was the quote he said when he was like on the city? He's like shooting robots. He's just like
he's like I'm fighting robots with a bow and arrow, and the city is flying. The city is flying.
No, they bring back Quicksilver and he just dies again.
There is a theory that Thanos will bring him back to like fight them.
That's just bullshit. I swear to God.
But yeah, speaking of Thanos, his Thanos's Black Order. Or as they were renamed in this. Yes.
I'm sorry, I just thought of something. Go ahead.
Okay. Thanos' Black Order, they are in the comics. They were renamed for the MCU for undisclosed reasons. Mm-hmm. They have been renamed to the Children of Thanos. And they were revealed in statue form at D23. The team consists of Corvus Glaive, Proxima Midnight, Ebony Maw, and Cole Obsidian. And Cole Obsidian in the comics is known as Black Dwarf, but they also changed his name for undisclosed reasons.
Undisclosed.
Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah. So I just really want to explain like sort of like the powers of these characters because I looked into it. It's actually pretty cool. So Corvus Glaive he's like a general type. He's just like very smart, very intellectual, and he's very good at like battle strategy and all that. He is married to Proxima Midnight, who's a girl who has a staff. And apparently the staff is really badass. You can hold like the power of like a star in her staff, and she can like form like a black hole and all that sort of stuff. So like she's really strong. Then you have Ebony Maw, who any of you guys watched Jessica Jones?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you know the Purple Man in Jessica Jones? How he can sort of like tell people to do something and they'll do it. That's what he can do.
Oh, that's pretty.
He's
cool.
a similar thing where he can like tell people to do something and they'll do it, and then like part of him gets like left behind in their mind. That way he's really easy to access it whenever he wants to after that.
Right. So it's actually just Kilgrave.
Yeah, it's Kilgrave, but just like a little bit better.
Yeah.
Like times 10.
Yeah, and then Cole Obsidian, aka Black Dwarf, he's just like a brute. He's very strong. He has an axe in the comics, and this one he has like 2 swords.
Neat.
So yeah, they're just really cool. So what are your thoughts on like this evil team that Thanos is using?
Yeah.
It reminds me of the 4 Horsemen in Apocalypse.
Oh yes, with Magneto, Storm,
Yeah.
Psylocke, and Archangel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that kind of gives me that thought. So I don't know. Maybe this is just their way of saying we can do it better.
In the comics, there's more people on his actual team. There's like
Yeah.
6 or 7, but they just delegate it to 4 for this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
I
don't
think
want
it's
it to be
I think-
too overcrowded as it already is.
Yeah.
I think it's neat. I think it's going to be a really interesting concept because, well, now Thanos is going to have other people helping him
And
out.
it gives the Avengers more people to fight. It's
Right.
not just everyone fighting one guy.
Exactly.
Which you can.
Yeah.
Because he's that strong. But cinematically, it looks cooler when there's like the Avengers is at its best when they're all sort of separated fighting different people.
Yeah.
Like we saw in like the first Avengers.
I do want to ask you, though, has Death been cast?
No, I'm not sure. I feel like Death will be something they probably keep close to the chest if she appears at all.
Let me ask you this. There are 2 women in the Thor Ragnarok trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think either one of them is Death?
Who, Hela or the other girl?
The other girl, the girl with the horns?
The horns? I don't think so. She looks weird.
That's your reasoning behind it?
In the
Okay,
MCU?
so basically in the comics, Thanos is obsessed with death. Like he literally wants to fuck death. He gets
Like the personification of death
Yeah,
in
but I'm
Marvel.
gonna get like he loves death, and death is personified as an actual person.
Yeah.
and he is obsessed with her.
Okay.
So, and that's why at the end of the Avengers, in the mid-credit scene, the first time you see Thanos, the other who Ronan kills in Guardians of the Galaxy, he tells him, he's like, yeah, to fight the Avengers would be to court death, and that's when Thanos turns and smiles. So we don't know if he's just obsessed with the idea of death or if they're actually going to personify it.
Yeah.
We don't know that yet.
Do you think that either one of those women would be Death? Like,
I don't think either one of them would be death. I think it would be someone else, and
Yeah.
I think that they would play it close to the chest and keep it very under wraps. So
Kinda makes sense.
Playing.
I think that people who see the movie and they'd be like, oh, they personified death. Like the average person who doesn't know the Marvel comics would be like, oh, that's stupid.
I feel like it'd be really cool if they personified death in the mind of Thanos.
Yeah.
If he thought of death as an actual person, and in his mind he sees like an actual person for death, but it's just actually death. You
Right.
know? Like she can't interact with like Iron Man or anything because it's just like in Thanos' mind.
Right,
I think
right.
that'd be a really cool way to sort of build on his character, so you can also show that, but also still keep it kind of like controlled.
That'd be kind of neat. I guess.
Matt or Pedro, any thoughts on the team?
I mean, it's cool. You know.
The next thing I would like to talk about would be the picture that came out with all of the cast members lined up on stage.
Wasn't all of them.
It wasn't all of them.
Right.
It was a lot.
It was a lot of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
However, just seeing that photo, I'm just like, how are they
I
going to do
think-
this?
I think the final count for Marvel characters that appear in the movie is 67.
Oh my
Yeah, so the ones that didn't show up in the picture are going to be dead, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I assume that the A-listers are going to survive, or either the A-listers are going to survive, or they're just going to kill off everybody and then bring them back. And
Yeah, if they killed off everyone, that would be like the single
See,
most
I
shocking.
feel like they're going to go one way. They're going to kill off one major
Could you
or
imagine-
multiple little characters.
could you
Yeah.
imagine if, at the end of part 1,
If
Thanos-
Thanos just kills everyone,
Thanos gets the Infinity Gauntlet and just kills everybody?
that'd be amazing. It would be fucking amazing because they can do that.
Yeah.
Because what are
Yeah.
the next movies after that? You get Captain Marvel, and is there anything else next year?
No.
Ant-Man and Wasp.
Oh,
Yeah.
is that actually next year?
I think.
Next
Is that
year, I
before
don't know
part
next
one
year,
or
but
part
it's
two?
I feel
definitely
like
after
I feel like that's
Infinity
after
War.
part. I feel like that's after part 2. Because I feel like they made a real big point to sort of show or like schedule it so that you don't see any of the actual characters after part 1. So that would really shed a light on that. Is if they hang on one second, I'm fucking trying to find what the actual date is for the movies. I thought I had a
Alright,
picture
but
saved.
Edgar Wright is going to do this one, right? He's going to do
Ant-Man
this
and Wasp.
Ant-Man.
Yeah, they should.
maybe Ant-Man will appear in Baby Driver 2.
Oh my god.
Maybe. Yeah, so regardless of the fact, if everyone died at the end of Infinity War, that would be so fucking amazing. It would be literally amazing.
It would be amazing.
It would be the biggest cliffhanger ending we've ever seen in a movie.
Oh, yeah.
ever.
Ever. Of all time.
So just last bit of Avengers here. Oh, you want to add something?
Yeah, I was thinking about when, remember when Scarlet Witch hypnotized Iron Man?
Yes.
And he just saw everyone dead?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, was that connected in any way? Like,
We
did
don't
they
know
ever
if
wrap
it's
that up?
connected because we saw the space portal from the Avengers. So personally, the way I took it is he's still haunted by what happened, and he's thinking of we all could have died, or I could fail them, and this all could happen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know for sure if it's connected to Infinity War or Thanos at all.
Yeah, I was just curious because I don't know if it ever wrapped that up or not.
Yeah, I feel like that's just because you see like the little wormy dragon things going through.
Yeah.
So the way I saw it was he was just looking at the first Avengers thing. He's like, oh, if I fail them, we could all die.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I did. I'm not sure if it's connected. It might be. But just moving on, my last bit of Infinity War news here is in an interview with GMA, Paul Bettany teases that his character Vision may not need the Mind Stone to survive. So any chance Vision survives Infinity War, or is this just like smoke and mirrors?
Smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, I don't trust actors anymore. I
Yeah,
never
I
trust
don't think you can.
actors.
I don't trust anyone in the film industry because J.J. Abrams for fucking months was telling us Benedict Cumberbatch is not Khan, guys. He's a new character. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then guess what? He was
Yeah,
Khan.
then he was Khan.
So-
So that was last week's episode of Hollywood whitewashing. So
wow.
I mean, he was very good in the role, but he's not Indian. But anyway, so yeah, that wraps up Infinity War news.